Frances Brown has been a sweetgrass basket artist for almost 30 years. Now she's adding author to her resume. She talks to me about her latest book, Sweetgrass Stories, for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Miss Frances Brown, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups. It's so great to have you.
Great to be here.
Oh, I appreciate it. Needless to say, you are a local sweetgrass basket artist, and you are also the author of the book, Sweetgrass Stories. Tell me, what's new, what's now with Miss Frances Brown and sweetgrass baskets?
Still making the baskets. I don't make the big ones. I just make the little tiny ones because I make real small rolls. So it takes me a long time to make the baskets. And so I just make the little ones. And the little ones seem to sell great.
Yes.
So you stick with something that's good.
That's good. What has allowed you to stick with sweetgrass baskets for almost 30 years?
Well, it's a job. I can work at my own pace. I can take off when I want to. And most of the time it pays pretty well, you know? And I love that people would come from all over the world to come to Charleston.
Yes.
And I just like hearing their stories about where they're from and how they love Charleston and they like the baskets.
Speaking of which, Miss Frances, what stories have you heard about sweetgrass baskets from these people?
Well, a lot of people that said their grandmother had it and passed it down to them, and they heard that friends told them don't come to Charleston without getting a basket.
What other stories have you been able to tell with your sweetgrass baskets over the years?
Well, the main thing is that when I started making the baskets, my mama, she told me that she had learned to make it when she was little, but they didn't keep up with them. They quilted, and when I was growing up, she quilted and crocheted, which I wish she had stuck with the baskets. And I started when I was 39, and it's been good. You know, she said that where they were at, it was just something to keep them busy. Okay, it wasn't for selling,
right.
Just to keep them busy.
Wow. So let me ask you this, Miss Frances. What is the biggest difference about sweetgrass basket making from the time that you started with your family to right now?
Well, it's up and down. When I first started making them, business was booming, you know. And then the stock market crashed. Well, business was booming because people were spending money they thought they had. And then the crash, people a lot of people found out that they were conned, and business went down. Not a whole lot, but it went down. And now it's just okay. It's getting back up there, but
Yes, ma'am.
at one time it was very, very good.
Yeah.
But now it's good.
It's good. Again. So you talk about obviously business being good again. How have you been able to sustain yourself over these years as an artist?
Well, I'm not a spendthrift. I don't make a lot of money. I do okay, but I'm not that fast, like I said. So it's okay. And I'm not a spendthrift. I don't have a lot of bills. I don't have a lot of kids to take care of, you know. So it's sustained me. It's okay.
It's okay. And now that obviously the sweetgrass basket business has sustained itself from your end, what got you from being a sweetgrass basket artist to now being the author of the book Sweetgrass Stories?
Well, I just thought about it, you know, people telling me about stories, you know, about how their grandmother and aunts and stuff have it. And so it just came to me to write the stories about it. You know, just reminiscing about things that I've heard.
Wow. What things do you still reminisce when it comes to sweetgrass baskets?
Oh, it helped me a whole lot when my kids were teenagers and they used to make baskets because you know, kids like to spend money.
Yeah.
So my son, he liked making it, and he can do it at his own pace. He can sit down and watch television. And my daughter, she liked it okay.
Yeah.
You know, and when they get the money, say, oh, thank you. So, you know, they didn't grow up until they were in their early teens. They didn't have money. And when I started making the money, my daughter said, thank you. Because one of my friends taught me, Dave, Mika would say, thank you, Dave, thank you.
Yes.
Wow, that
They made good money.
Made good
And my
money.
nephew started making them, and my sister said, "Is he really making that much money?" I said, "Yes, he is."
that's amazing. What has allowed you to keep Sweetgrass going in your family, Miss Francis?
It's a rich part of history, and it's a nice job.
Yeah, yes. How do you hope to keep this going with the Sweetgrass baskets and being an author 5, 10 years from now?
I don't know. My grandson, he's 12 years old. Hopefully he can keep up with it. And but my kids, they don't do that much anymore. But hopefully my grandson, he'll start it up and we'll be there. And when I do, I never did a book tour. Maybe one day I'll start doing book tours,
Yes.
and he'll be with me, and
Yeah.
we'll have the little baskets. And hopefully it'll just trickle on down. If he ever had children, it'll be like that with him too.
With him too. Speaking of the book, Miss Francis, what other untold stories that you wish you could put in this book, Sweetgrass Stories?
I think it's about everything because I have 4 different stories. The main thing is about this boy. His mother told him that him sewing, that's what we call sewing baskets, helped him to have money and kept him out of trouble. And one girl, she inherited one from her grandmother, and that brought good memories back. You see, a lot of people, a few of them, they say that one girl in particular, her fond memories is sewing baskets on the porch with her grandmother.
Oh man, that's really, really amazing. What has Sweetgrass Baskets, in particular, sewing Sweetgrass Baskets, have done for you personally?
It kept me on a job. And like I said, it's amazing. People are so amazed that we are doing this out of grass. And I can't believe it, And it just amazes me that people are so amazed. Because all this is nature. You go get the grass,
Right.
and and people, and he did all this out of grass, like it's some kind of miracle.
Yes. It's a miracle from God in heaven.
Yeah, man, it is.
It is. You talked earlier, Miss Francis, about obviously the business being up and down. So what do you think is the state of Sweetgrass Baskets today?
It's okay. It's about the same. People are still loving it a whole lot.
Good.
But they're starting to buy again, but they don't buy as much as they used to because, and another thing, people say, well, I can't get it in my suitcase. At one time, we were allowed to have 2 and 3 suitcases,
Right.
and now you can only have one, and I can't get it in my suitcase. But people still love them, and they look, and it just amazes me that people look at them and say, oh my goodness.
When you look at a Sweetgrass Basket, Miss Francis, where does your mind go to?
I'm thinking how long it's going to take me to make the basket. And if I make a little one, I'm all right. So it'll probably take, not that long. But the main thing is getting everything prepared.
Yes, ma'am.
And keeping it fresh so you wouldn't have to throw anything away in the garbage.
Yeah, you're right about that. What sustainability resources do you use to make sure you don't throw away any grass or anything like
I
that?
have some, the grass is okay, you can keep it.
Yeah.
But the pine needles and the palmetto, which we call maida, I have some, I think they're called biodegradable bags,
Right.
brown bags.
Oh, yeah.
And they keep them fresher than the other ones who white bags, they would poppy, they would pop.
Oh, yeah.
These brown bags that I found, and I just, every time I go to that store, I get them and I put them, because I can put, and it'll be poppy like this. Usually when I do it, it will pop.
Ooh.
Okay, but now I can.
Yeah, and it's thick, Wow.
And it's very, very good.
Yes, very
Keeps
good.
it strong.
That's amazing. So, if somebody wanted to, obviously, get a Sweetgrass Basket from you shipped to them, how do they go about that?
Well, they would call their office. At one time, I was a member of the Chamber of Commerce, and they would, I could get business through them. But now all they have to do is just call me, and and ask me what they want, tell me what they want, and I'll ship it to them.
Ship them to them. Speaking of which, how can we get a copy of your book, Sweetgrass Stories?
It's on Amazon, and in the the publishing company
Yes.
is Ex Libris.
Yes. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. What is that one other story, Miss Francis, out of your book that actually resonates with you?
That's one. The reason. One of the stories was that this lady, she was one of old. I think it was in the early hundreds, in 1900s. She was selling the baskets, and one lady came up. They were under the tree, and the lady came up and she said she told the lady that her baskets, her master had a basket, and so that was in the early 1900s.
Right.
Her master had a basket, so she was old, and at one time she was a slave, and she learned to make it when she was little.
Wow, that's powerful. Wow. Well, author and Sweetgrass basket artist Francis Brown, thank you so much for your time. And again, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Happy to have you.